Welcome to the few of you that are there already.
Do you want to see everybody? You could do.
Amy's in charge of that part.
Yeah, well, you could do gallery view.
Sure, go ahead. Let's see as people join in.
She may do. There. She highlighted your screen.
All right, so we got a few people playing with some techie stuff for us right this second, but we'll get you guys going and welcome people as they're signing in. Been watching the last few seminars already, all kinds of cool stuff going on. I was impressed so many of you guys were able to be swinging those bows around earlier in your houses. That was cool. I would not be that brave, but you guys did an awesome job with that.
Size. Can we do that? Here, I'll let you do it.
So we're going to be moving around a little bit today, and we're going to be kind of using a few random objects with us. So we'll start, if you guys have some equipment with you, we're going to gather a few items as we're kind of getting prepped. So some of the stuff we're going to want, probably the best thing for us would be to have one of these nearby, is to have one big kicking shield. So if you've got a kicking shield handy, you'd want to have one of those near you. We'll be referring to that a couple of times today. But I know some of us are at our houses and we maybe don't have one of these laying around. So I'm going to show you a couple of other options we can use if you don't have something like this. So maybe you don't have a pad, but something a lot of us might have would be a little silly thing called a pillow. Not quite as effective, but it will still help us with our drills we'll be doing. So I bet most of us have a pillow laying around. So if you need to, you can grab a big fluffy pillow. Different option for us, this is a rolled up sleeping bag. That'll work just fine too. So if you're at home, if you're just looking for something random you can use, these are random little objects that'll help us out with our seminar. So if you're sitting around your house looking or just kind of getting ready while we're getting ready to go, grab something like that. So a big pad, a sleeping bag, a pillow, something like that, just to have it handy with you. We'll refer to those a couple of times throughout our workout. I know some of us have a buddy with us. We got partners. That's great if you do. If you don't have a partner, we're going to find some ways to help do these drills with or without partners today, all right? So that'll be the stuff we're going over. So we'll be able to help you out either way with those things you're doing. So what we're going to be focusing mostly on today is we're going to be kind of doing a lot of self-defense kind of drills. So some of them are going to be very much based off the jiu-jitsu program. So if you guys already do a jiu-jitsu program at your school, you'll be totally set up for it, and that stuff will come real quick. A little bit of it is going to be based off the Krav Maga curriculum we've done a little bit, and some of it is just basic self-defense stuff. So we're going to be doing mostly those things, thinking a lot of it if we end up on the ground today. Those would be a lot of the different scenarios we're going over. So we're going to be moving around a little bit, but mostly on the ground today, thinking self-defense throughout our whole thing, all right? So you do want to make sure you got a little bit of space around you. So we want to make sure we got a little bit of elbow room, a little bit of just crawling around spaces. We will be moving on the floor a little bit. So make sure you got a little bit of clearance around you, and again, have that pad or sleeping bag or something nearby just to help you out along the way. And we'll get you guys going. So I'm excited to see a bunch of you guys already tuned in. That is cool. So we'll go ahead and get started and get you guys just following along with me a little bit, all right? So we're going to start with a little bit of a warm-up, and our warm-up is going to be some of our drills that we're going to be working on anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a spot on the floor, and we're going to do a little bit of moving around on our back. We're going to do something we call a shoulder walk. So what that's going to look like is I'm going to be laying down on my back, flat on my back, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just bring my hips up off the ground just a little bit. I'm going to use my shoulders and walk my shoulders, get me across the floor while I'm kicking my feet. So my shoulders are going to be making a motion like if you're swimming in the pool doing a big old backstroke. If you're backstroking in your pool, my shoulders are going to do that same motion, but just with my arms in this area. So my shoulders are going to do these big giant rotations. So if you've got a little bit of space on the floor, go ahead and get yourself a spot. Doesn't matter how much space. You can go just a few feet, turn around, and come on back. So what I want you guys to do is warm up and do that with me a few times. So we're going to lay on our back. We're going to do some shoulder walks. So just scoot a few times, however much space you've got. Get a few little scoots. When you run out of space, just turn around and go right back and shoulder walk yourself back a few little scoots.
turn around and shoulder walk yourself back while you're doing that. So just back and forth a few times. Go ahead and do that with me while I'm talking. And our goal is to keep our hips off the ground while we're doing this. This is going to help make it easier for us to scoop our bodies back and forth. A little less drag, help us move a little bit faster. So let's do that a few more times, back and forth. Again, however much space you've got on your floor or mats, whatever it is, just take advantage of whatever space you've got. Very good. And as you're doing that, let's make it a little bit more advanced, a little more challenging for us. So now what I want to see you guys do is when you're scooting yourself back, we're going to take our feet, and we're going to be throwing some kicks with our legs a little bit, and maybe adding some punches with it. So this time while you're scooting back, we're walking our shoulders, and take your hands, and we can throw some punches out. We can throw some palm hands. We can throw some elbow strikes. And we can add all those things while we're scooting back and forth. So go ahead and scoot a couple of times and throw some punches with it, some palm hands, some elbow strikes, and that'll help us. It's going to get warmed up a little faster, get us moving a little bit. So scooting back and forth, shoulder walking, throwing some strikes. Do that a few times across the mat, back and forth, bam, bam, elbows, palms, punches. Now we can add in some feet while we're doing that. So this time while you're scooting, you could be walking your shoulders back, throw in a few kicks every once in a while. Thinking maybe aiming about knee height. Just imagine how tall your partner would be. Kick toward about where their knees would be. Don't worry about kicking the head. We're not going to turn it, going for a two-pointer. Just kind of be walking back. You can throw those hands. Bam, throw some kicks at the same time with it. So walk a few laps back and forth with me. Shoulder walking, punching, kicking, going back and forth. Keep moving back and forth. A few more laps. Almost done, guys. Walking, striking, kicking, back and forth. Almost done. Bam. Boom. Kicking. Nice. All right, very good. So that's called our shoulder walking. Next thing we're going to do, a little bit more of a jiu-jitsu kind of a drill. What we're going to work on is called shrimping. If you're not familiar with shrimping, here's a basic way what it's going to look like. We're going to put our feet out in front of us and just look like we're stretching down and trying to touch our toes. Just getting a little stretch, reaching for those feet. If I touch my toes, it's going to look a little silly for a split second, and then I fall to my side. This position that I'm in right now, this is what we're going to look like when we're done doing our shrimping motion with our body all curled up sideways like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay flat on our backs. We're going to roll to one side. We're going to curl up into a ball. Bring our feet nice and close to us. And then we're going to use our feet to push our hips away from where our feet are. So my hips get pushed away, and it looks like I'm touching my toes. And then from here, we straighten ourselves out. And then we're going to roll to the other side. Curl into a ball. Stretch out. Straighten up. So we're going to do that for a little motion. So if you're familiar with that, easy. You've done it a million times. If you're not familiar with it, we're going to walk through that a few times. So if you know it, go ahead and do that a couple of times. If you don't know it, walk through it with me. So pick one side, curl up into a ball. Our toes are on the floor. And from here, we're going to use our feet to push our hips back. Not my head up. Head stay still, feet stay still. Move your hips. So it looks like you're touching your toes. Straighten up. Then pick the other side. Turn. Curl up. Stretch out. Straighten up. Pick a side. Ball up. Stretch out. Straighten up. Nicely done. Do that a couple of times with me. So pick a side. Stretch it out. Straighten up. Pick a side. Ball up. Stretch out. Straighten up. Very good. That's called shrimping. This is a really effective way to help you learn to move and get away from an opponent, get an opponent off of you when you're working on the jiu-jitsu skills. So it's a really good warm-up and a really good way to help us learn some basic self-defense skills. So we did the shoulder walking and we did some shrimping. Now we're going to work on a little bit of balance work with a partner. So if you've got a partner, we're going to grab our partner now. If you don't have a partner, we're going to use our pads or our sleeping bags or whatever it is you got. So I'm going to use my brother here, Mr. Gamble, to help us out the first time. And then we're going to go over it if you don't have a partner, all right? So we're going to get into a position that we call a side control. If you're a jiu-jitsu person, you're pretty familiar with it. If you're not, that means I've got both of my knees on one side of my partner. The hand that's closest to my partner's head is going to come under and scoop under their head. My opposite arm is closer to his legs. I'm going to put my elbow and pin it right next to his hip. So we come under his head, and we put the elbow, boom, right by his hip. And I put my weight down on it. We squish our partner like we're trying to squish him like a bug. We keep our weight heavy on him. So that's called the side control position. We're going to work on transition to what we call the full mount. So there's a couple little steps we're going to do. So follow along with me. The first one we're going to do is an easy way to swing our foot up and over. So there's only 2 little steps to it, super easy. So what we're going to do is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to rotate onto our hips. So I'm going to make my belt, if you're wearing a belt, point your belt to point to your partner's belt, toward his legs. If my hips go this way, my belt is pointing toward his head. That's no good right now. I want my belt to point toward my partner's feet. Once I got my feet, my belt facing my partner's feet, I take my top leg, we're going to swing it up and over and put it on the floor opposite of my partner's hips. And then we're going to go to something I'm just going to refer to as get your balance. We flatten out on top. We get our arms spread nice and wide. And we make sure we've got good balance and good control. We get low on our partner. And again, we're trying to stay heavy on them and squish them. So that's transitioning to a full mount. So if you're already a jiu-jitsu person, that's probably easy for you. Awesome. Let's practice it. If you're new to it, that's transition and swinging that foot up and over. So I'll show you one more time. So we're in the side control position right now. Hand under the head, elbow by their hip. So step 1, turn to your hip. Step 2, swing the foot up and over. And then get your balance. Boom, flatten out. So that's what it's going to look like if you've got a partner. If you don't have a partner, that's where our pad or our sleeping bag or whatever our partner is going to come in handy for us. I can use a pad just the same. I can lock my pad up. Boom, right here, and I can still turn to my hip. I can still swing my foot over, and I can still flatten out on it, just the same to get my balance. So that's working, getting from a side control to a full mount position. So we're gonna go through that a few times. If you're familiar with it, feel free to just practice it and go over it a couple of times on your own. If it's new for you, walk through it with me. Let's do these motions together, okay? So go ahead and get on one side. We lock our hands, so under the head, or you grab onto your pad, elbow locking it tight. First step, shift over to your hip. Boom, that helps me get this leg to where I can move it easier. Swing that foot up and over, and then get your balance. Boom, arms wide, weight down low. That's gonna help me get there. Let's try that one more time with that same person doing that again, all right? So go ahead and get your side control position. Arm under the head. Elbow against the hip, and we hug them nice and tight. Step number 1, turn to your hip. Step 2, swing that foot up and over. Step 3, get your balance. And we got control. Awesome. If you're working with a partner, go ahead and switch. Let your other partner give it a shot now. If you're not working with a partner, you're on your own, just keep on drilling it. If you want to try it from the other side, that's okay. If you just want to practice one side over and over today, that's totally cool too. But if you're with a partner, go ahead and switch. Let your partner give it a try now, okay? So let's try that again from the side control position. So we're on the side, one arm under the head, other arm, pin that elbow by their hip. Boom! From here, step number 1, what are we gonna do? Turn to our hip. Step 2, swing that foot up and over. And 3, get your balance. Boom, 2 knees down, hands wide, chest down. We keep our weight nice and low. Very good. Let's try that 2 more times, folks. Back to our side control position. Knees on one side, arms ready. First step, shift to your hip. Step 2, swing your knee up and over. And step 3, flatten out. Get your balance. Bam. Nice. One more time. Let's do that last time, folks.
I'm going to watch you guys a little bit this time. So go ahead and get your knees set. Very good. So next step, so shift to your hip. Swing that foot up and over. And get your balance. Go for it. This is cool watching all of you guys at the same time. It's kind of fun. I like this. Nicely done. Very good. So for those of you that jiu-jitsu is new to you, that's an easy way to get started. If you've been doing it for a while, you're like, that's boring. I've done that forever. Now we're going to try a slightly different version of doing that same idea, okay? So go ahead and get with your partner. So I'm going to bring Mr. Gamble back out so I can show you guys what it works, how it works with the partner. So we're going to do a very similar motion, just going to work a different way of getting there this time. So what's going to happen this time, instead of shifting to my hip, I'm not going to shift to my hip, and I'm not going to swing my foot way up and over. We're going to try to, this time, take our knee and go straight across our partner's belly with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my leg that's closer to my partner's legs. I'm still in my side control position. All I'm going to do is, it's kind of subtle, you're just going to pick your knee up just a little bit, put it on their belly. Slide your knee straight across until your knee touches the floor, and then just rotate and straighten out and get your balance. That's really subtle and really hard to see. We'll change our angle so you guys can see a little better what I'm talking about. So once again, we're in our side control position, really subtle. I'm just going to pick up my knee and slide it right across his belly. So all we got to do is pick up our knee, put it on their belly, push your knee straight across. When your knee's right by the floor, you just drag your foot across and you flatten out. So it's a little bit tougher if you don't have really good hip flexibility, but it's a lot faster and a lot smoother. So let's try that and see if we can handle it. So we're still in our same side control position. Just put your knee up on the belly, slide it across, and straighten out and get your balance. Pretty effective, thank you, sir. So again, if you've got a partner, you can try that with them. If you don't, you can do it with your pad. It works just the same. So we're in our side control position. You just get your knee up on the pad, slide across, straighten out. Not that it's better or worse, it's just two different ways of trying it. So I want you guys to try that 5 times for me. Do it 5 times. If you've got a partner, switch it up after that 5th time and let them try it a little bit, all right? And I'm going to come in a little bit and get a chance to scope you guys out. All kinds of cool guys. I've been seeing some of you guys. Been seeing Mr. Crosby out there with his guys. Very cool. Excited to see all you guys out there. I love seeing some of you guys training at your homes. I love seeing the couches in the background. Very cool. A couple of you guys are in your school. I see some in Miss Lindy Wood's school. Very cool. I like it. You guys are good at this. I see those knees crossing over. I see some of you are with like your parents and family helping you out. Very cool. Thank you very much, family members, for helping out. Awesome. Very nice. So if you haven't switched yet, go ahead and switch and let your partner try that a couple of times. So let's go on from what we call a side control, switching over to what we call the full mount position. Everybody try that about 2 more times, and then we'll continue. We'll move on from there. Nicely done. You guys are doing good. Looking good stuff, guys. I like it. That was our switch into the full mount position. Nicely done. So here's what we're going to do now. We're going to work a little bit of maneuvering drills, a little bit of balance stuff right here. So what we're going to do, we're just going to go ahead and take a seat. Have a seat. What we're going to do is we're going to take one hand. We're going to put one hand on the ground behind us. We're just going to kind of lean toward one hip a little bit. One hand will be down. One hand is going to be up, somewhere in a little bit of guard. Some people like to grab the back of their head and make a little shell or a helmet kind of position. Some like it up just kind of in a guard out in front of them, whichever you prefer. But it's got to be somewhere where it can protect me. So we're going to get one hand up in the air, one hand on the ground, and the foot that's up, I want that foot ready to go. So that means it might have to be ready to kick for me, or it might be there to help me turn around a little bit and reposition. But what we're going to work right now is just going to work on just kind of moving our angles a little bit. So we got our position here, and what we're going to work on is trying to pretend, just kind of pretend that our opponent is standing up and they're trying to get around us. So I'm going to be moving with them. I want to keep this foot up and ready to go, and I want to keep this hand up and keep it ready to go. So I can maneuver around, and I've still got something to block or something to strike. So what this would look like is if somebody was with me,
maybe kind of moving around a little bit, and I'd be there to kick him. So if I had Mr. Gamble, I would want to keep my hand and foot between the two of us wherever he goes. I want to have something ready so that if I had to kick, it's available, or if I have to block, I don't want him to be able to get around and get behind me. Now I got nothing. I'm in a whole lot of trouble. So our goal is to keep a hand and foot in between me and my partner. Thank you, sir. So if you've got a partner, you can kind of run around each other a little bit if you want, or you could just both practice that. But what you guys do is I want you to take a seat, and I want you just to maneuver a little bit on the floor and see if you can keep that hand and foot ready to go. So it can kick, this hand can strike, it can block. But I want you to maneuver or practice moving a little bit and keep your balance. Don't fall over, and don't let your hands both end up behind you. You're not blocking anymore. Keep those hands up, one hand up at all times, one foot ready at all times. You can move a little bit. You can throw a couple of kicks while you're in that position. You can switch to the other hand if you want. Other hand comes up, other knee comes up. Nothing wrong with rotating sides if you like to. Totally cool. And while that one knee is up, again, throw a couple of kicks every once in a while toward their knees, pretending you're trying to keep their legs away from you. If you're working with a partner, don't really kick their knees super hard, but you can kind of play the game and just practice with them a little bit. Kicking with that front knee works just fine. You can also kick with the bottom leg if you want. So after that first leg kicks, you can just plant that foot. This underneath leg can come across and do some kicks. So you got the option of kicking with both legs. You can kick with the top leg or put it on the floor and kick with the bottom leg. That works just as good too. Nothing wrong with that. So you can try kicking with both legs every once in a while. See how that works for you. So I want you guys to move around a little bit, change your angles, bam, throw a kick. Change your angle, bam, throw a kick, throw a kick. I want you guys to move a little bit and practice throwing those kicks every once in a while and keep that hand up on guard for me. Bam, throw that leg, moving around, And you can alternate sides as you're doing that. Easy way to get a good workout, good sweat going, and keeps you protected. It's helping us learn to move around a little bit. Keep those hands ready, keep those feet ready. Looking good, I like it. So keep on moving. Again, if you got a partner, you want to kind of have your partner standing up, walking around you, go ahead and give it a try. If you don't have a partner, you can do just like what I'm doing. Just move around on the floor a little bit. Bam, practice those kicks. Keep a hand ready to guard at all times. Very good. I like what I'm seeing, guys. You guys are doing good. Awesome. All right, go ahead and relax those arms and legs just a little bit. So that's a variation of kicking, trying to keep them away. Ultimately, our goal is not to stay down here long. I want to protect myself, so that might mean I have to get out of here. So we're going to work this time is a way to help me get up to my feet and get out of here quickly. So what I want you guys to practice this time, we're just going to work on a little bit of base getting up. So what that means is just kind of from that same position we were just in, just that we were just doing our kicking. The first version we're going to do, we're just going to take both hands. We're going to put them behind us a little bit. Both hands just go flat on the ground. The foot that I had up, that I was kicking with, that foot stays down nice and flat on the floor. You're going to take your foot that's kind of on the ground. We're going to slide it behind us and then pop up to our feet and get our hands up on guard, ready to go. In between, not swinging right away, in a defensive posture right away. We're looking like we want to stay defensive. We don't want to fight if we don't have to, all right? So it's a very simple way of popping up to our feet. So let's try that a couple times with me. So we're going to take both hands, set them on the ground, right behind you. Then take that leg that's underneath you. You're going to just kind of pick up your hips a little bit, slide that foot underneath, pop up, get your hands up on guard, covering in some way. Just like that. Let's do that 2 more times, guys. Go ahead and take a seat. Hands are up. Maybe we're in this position. So we take 2 hands, put the hands down. Take that bottom leg, sweep it up from under you. Pop up, and hands up. Nice. We're going to do that 1 more time, but this time I'm going to watch you guys. And I want to see who's getting up the fastest. I want some speed this time. So everybody go ahead and take a seat. I want to see you guys fly up this time. And I have no clue if there's a delay on anybody's camera, so it's hard to make it a contest. But I want to see you guys get up fast this time, all right? So your hands are ready to go. And the second I say go, boom, I want you to pop up as fast as you can. Ready? 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 Are you sure you're ready? Go!
Nice, just like that. That's cool. It's like a wave effect going on the screen right here. That's really cool. All right, one more time, guys. Take a seat. Nicely done. Everybody have a seat one more time. Hands up. Let's try that one more time. Hands back. Slide that foot under. Pop up, hands up. Nice, I like it. Question for you though, even though you can't answer. A lot of you are probably thinking the same thing right now. If I put both hands on the floor behind me, what am I protecting myself with? The answer is, oh man, I'm not really protecting myself very well at all, am I? So let's make it a little bit harder for you guys this time. This time while you're sitting down, one hand comes back. The other hand has to stay up in front of me on guard this time. I have to keep it where it can be protecting me, whether you're holding the back of your head, out in front, right in your guard, whatever you like, whatever your instructor teaches you. But this time, you only get one hand to brace on, so it's going to be a little harder for balance. Same idea though, slide that foot out and behind you, pop up, hands on guard. Just like that. You guys got this. Do it 2 more times for me. Everybody crash back down. Hands ready. Go. One hand back this time. Only one, not two. Take that bottom leg, slide it out, and pop up. Nice. Here's our experts. All right, one more time, folks. Let's do this one more time for me. One hand up, one hand back. I like it. Last time. Let's do it, folks. Here we go. Get up those feet fast. Ready, and go. Boom, boom. Nicely done. All right. Let's make it even a little bit tougher for you this time, all right? So have a seat one more time. For this one, we're going to have one hand out. We're going to go one hand back. But this time, we're going to really think about getting separation between us and our opponent. So what we're going to do is we're still going to slide back. But this time, right as I'm getting up, I want to get both feet back instantly. So right away, both of my feet are going to jump back. And then I pop up and even get more clearances if I can. So this time, I want you to think about getting separation between you and your partner, all right? So make sure you got a little bit of space behind you first. Look back, make sure you're not going to crash into your brother or a couch or something like that, all right? So we got one hand in front of us, one hand on the ground. We're going to push up onto our hips and both feet right away jump back, and we pop up. Let's try that together, folks. Ready? Go! And done. Nicely done, guys. I like it. Let's do it again. Everybody have a seat. Getting you guys a good leg workout. All these squats you're doing right now. You guys are experts. All right. One hand back, one hand up. So both feet jump back at the same time. Let's try it, guys. Ready? And go. Jump and up. Nice. I like it. 2 more. Let's do it. Have a seat. One hand up, one hand back. Very good. Let's give it a shot. So we got the hand ready to go. This time while you're waiting in that position, that drill we just did a second ago, we can throw some kicks from here. We can throw some kicks. We can throw some punches. And then while you're throwing those kicks, now we're going to try to pop up to our feet as fast as we can. Just like that. So throw some legs for me this time. Throw a few kicks. Take out the knees. Bam. Hit them. Hit them. Hit them. And then pop up. So you do it on your own now. I'm not going to tell you when. You just practice that drill with me a few times. So take a seat. Either side you want. Doesn't matter. Throw a few kicks. Try to hit their knees. Try to get them to back up a little bit. And when you think it's the right time, boom, you pop up as fast as you can. Got to get to those feet quick. Got to be able to get separation as fast as we can. So let's try that a few times. Have a seat. Kick. Kick in. Boom. Hitting their knees. And whenever you think it's the right time, you pop up and you get some separation. So everybody do that a couple of times on your own. I'm going to come up. I want to watch you guys a little bit. But I want you guys thinking about popping up those feet as fast as you can. A very basic self-defense maneuver, but it's a good way to help us get separation as fast as we can. A good way to get away from our opponent, be able to pop up to our feet. So everybody do that a couple of times. Throw some legs, kicking at those knees a little bit. Pop up, get those hands up on guard. You guys are experts. I like seeing all kinds of belts too. We got some black belts out there. We got red belts. We got some blue belts. See, what do we got? We got a yellow belt out there. All kinds of cool stuff. That's awesome, guys. I love seeing everybody out here. This is cool. So do 2 more of those for me, and we will continue on. So kicking at those feet, popping up to our legs. Nicely done. Good stuff. I like it, guys. Awesome. Good. All right, so that's our ultimate goal of getting up to our feet and being able to try to get away from our bad guy, get away from the opponent. So those are some cool ways of doing that. We're going to work a little balance drill right now. This is best if you've got a partner, but I can still show you how to do it if you don't have a partner, all right? So what we're going to do is, if you've got a partner, the person you've got as the partner, one of you is going to be kind of curled up into a little ball on the floor. So that just means you're going to have just be curled up. Put your hands over your head, just curl up into a little ball for me. So you're just going to be a little ball on the ground. Just stay nice and tight for your partner. If you're the other partner, what I'm going to do is, this is a balance drill right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my solar plex, the center of my weight, I'm going to put it on my partner's back. And then I'm going to kind of take my feet and shoot my feet out behind me. And my hands are going to come out flying like I'm flying away. And my goal is to maneuver on my partner without losing my balance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate my feet and walk to the new side of his body. So I'm going to walk my feet clockwise 90 degrees and be in a new position. And then I'm going to walk my feet again to a new position. And then I'm going to walk to another 90 degrees. And I just got to keep walking around my partner and rotating on them. And the goal is to keep your balance, because if you start to lose your balance, you're just going to slide right off the side of your partner. So this helps me learn how to use my weight as control. If you start to drift off to the side, you're going to find yourself falling over. So think about keeping your weight on your solar plex on your partner's back. And you can walk one lap around their body, walk a lap the other direction. Just try to see how long you can do that without falling off your partner. Thank you, sir. But if you don't have a partner, it's a little bit tougher to do that. So again, our pads work just the same. You can do the same thing with that pad. So you just put your solar plex right on the center of your pad. Keep your knees off the ground and walk. Keep your knees off the ground and walk. You can do that either direction you want to. It looks a little silly, I know, but it's a really effective way to help me learn to keep my balance and keep control. So I want you guys to go ahead and walk a few laps on your pad or with your partner. I'm going to watch you guys just for a split second. You can even do it directly on the floor if you don't have a pad. It's a little bit harder, but you still can do the drill. But if you've got a partner, that's best. If you got a pad with you, that works just fine. So go ahead and get with your partner. Get your weight on your partner and see if you can move side to side without tipping over or falling on your hips. If you fall over, you lose. Got to learn how to keep our balance. So go ahead and try that with your partner a few times. So one person curled up in a ball, other person, get your weight on top of them and try to walk your feet over a little bit and walk your feet over a little bit. See if you can circle one way, see if you can circle the other way, and try to move around a couple of times and see if you can do that without your knees on the ground. And if you can, even without your hands. If you need your hands, that's fine. But if you can do it without your hands too, you're like a super ninja, all right? That'd be cool. So do your best to see if you can keep those hands up as much as possible and move those feet around. So keep those knees off the ground, keep your hips off the ground, and that'll help you. So go ahead and try that a couple of times. I'll kind of watch you guys as you're going through that. Weight stays on your solar plex, kind of middle of your chest, moving side to side. Try to keep your weight right on top of your partner's back. If you are doing that with a partner, go ahead and switch. Let your buddy give it a try. If you're practicing it by yourself, just keep on doing that drill a couple of times. So your weight on your solar plex, walk your feet and try to keep your balance. Don't tip over to the side. Keep your balance on top of your partner, all right? So try that a couple of times. Walk your feet and keep your balance. Walk your feet, keep your balance. You guys are doing a good job. I like what I'm seeing. A ton of you guys. It's like feet flying all over the place. It looks cool. It's very awesome. And a shout out to Mrs. Woods for setting up all these videos for us. Those of you that know Mrs. Woods, give her a video high five because she has set all this up for us. Doing a great job. So thank you very much, Mrs. Woods, for making all this possible for us. This is super cool that we get to train from very, very far away. We can still do cool stuff together. That's awesome. So make sure both people get a chance to do this. If you're with a partner, just maneuvering side to side on top of them, trying to keep our balance with each other, keeping that solar plex right on your buddy, making sure we're keeping our weight on them. Very good. I like it. Nice. All right, go ahead and get off your partner. We'll let them relax a little bit. Shake the arms out a little bit if you need to. Good stuff. All right, we're going to do a very brief kind of review of a couple of those things and then add on a tiny bit more to some of those things that we started with, all right? So earlier when we started the class, we did that little shoulder walk motion. We're gonna go back to that shoulder walk for a second. So again, we're gonna get back in those little lines, but you got a little bit of room to move around. So we're gonna go back to our shoulder walking. Walk a lap across, then you can, wherever you need to, turn around, walk a lap back. So everybody go ahead and do a lap or two of your shoulder walks with me. Walk back and forth a lap. Then once you've done one or two of those, add in some punches with it. Walk, throw a couple punches with it, or palm hands, elbows, some different strikes that you think you can make work. When you're out of space, just turn around and do it again. Add those strikes. Bam, throw a couple strikes for me. Now let's add in some legs with it too. While you're scooting back, you can throw the hand strikes. You can throw a couple of kicks with it too. So add all those together for me. Walk the shoulders, throw some kicks. Turn around, walk the shoulders, throw the hands, throw the kicks. Move back and forth for me. Do that a couple of times. Kick in, walk in. And our goal is to get away from our partner. So now see if you can add a little bit of speed while you're walking your shoulders. See if you can get away a little bit quicker this time. Same idea. Keep throwing those hands, keep throwing those legs, but try to go a little faster this time, all right? Do it with me. Let's go, guys. So walk, bam, get a little bit quicker this time. Turn around when you need to. Walk a little faster. Boom, boom, bam, bam, boom. And back. 2 more laps across whatever room you're in. Very good. Walk those shoulders, kick those feet. Nice. Now let's merge 2 of those drills together. So this time you're gonna walk yourself back a little bit, throw some punches, throw some kicks, and when you think it's the appropriate time, pop up and get away. So now we're doing it right from the shoulder walking, adding strikes, and immediately pop up and wander away. So let's try to put all those together, all right? So go ahead and lay yourself down. Walk yourself across and throw some punches, throw some kicks. And whenever you think it's a good time, pop up and hands up. Nicely done. Do that 3 times with me, friends. Go ahead and get yourself down. Walk yourself across. Walk those shoulders, throw some strikes. Bam, kick in. When it's the right time, boom, we pop up, we get our hands up. Nice. Do that 2 more times with me, guys. Almost done. Here we go. Walk those shoulders. Strikes. Bam. When you're ready, boom. We get up and we get up with speed. Nicely done. All right, now let's just add a little bit of fun to it. So this time, when you pop up to your feet, I want you to get up and give me a strike. So maybe you're thinking, you got to land that immediate reverse punch. Maybe you're going to pop up and throw a side kick right away. But now we're going to get up to our feet, boom, and give them that one more shot just to send them away. So we're walking ourselves back. We get up to our feet, and you can come up, bam, you can throw that side kick. Or you pop up, boom, and you throw that reverse punch. Get up to your feet and think, give them that one more shot just in case, all right? Try that with me, guys. Here we go. Let's do it. Go ahead and lay back. Walk those shoulders. Throw some strikes, throw some kicks, pop up, boom, give them one more shot. Nice, I like it. Do it again with me, guys. Let's do it. Repetition helps us remember things. Let's do it again. Here we go. Walk those shoulders, throw some strikes, pop up when you're ready, bam, and give them one more shot. Nice. Got some like future grand champion spars out there. That's good, I like that. Last time with me, guys. Let's do it one more time. Here we go. Walk those shoulders. Throw some strikes. Bam, hit those knees. Pop up. Boom, hit them. And we go right back to our defensive position. Good stuff, guys. I like that. Nicely done. Easy way that we can still get a little sweat going, pop up real fast, and learn to hit something if we have to. I like that. Good stuff. So now let's practice one more drill we did earlier. We're going to do that shrimp drill we did. So that was the one where we kind of rolled onto our side. We pushed our hips away and straightened up. Now as we're doing that, we're going to shoot those hips back, but then we're going to add a little bit of kicking right after that. So we're going to do our shrimping motion. So we'll shoot those hips back,
Get those feet up, throw a kick or two, and then pop up and get away. So we're getting up from the shrinking position this time, a little bit different. So let's try that with me, guys. Go ahead and get back down one more time. Getting some major squat workouts today. You guys, the legs get buff. You're welcome. Here we go. We're laying down, so we're on one side, curled up into a little ball. Push those hips away. Straighten up. Now think about getting those feet nice and tight to you and get a kick or two to get some separation. Then we pop the feet up. We jump. We get away. Nice. And as you get up, if you want to throw that extra punch or jam with that kick, feel free to do that. Let's do it again, guys. Go ahead and lay yourself back down. Doing that shrink motion. So we curl up. We stretch out. Get those knees in. Boom. Get some separation. Get them away. Hands and feet ready. Pop up. Bam. Give them that one more if you need to. I like it. Let's do that 2 more times together, guys. Here we go. Back in our shrimp position, so we're curled up. Shoot those hips away. Get the knees in between. Bam. Hit them once or twice with those legs. Pop up. Hands up. Boom. Give them a shot if you need it. Nice. One more time with me, fellas. Let's do it. Here we go. Go ahead and get yourselves ready. Nice stuff. Let's do this, guys. Turn it toward one side. Curl up into that ball. Shoot yourself back. Get those hips away. Get those legs in between. Get some separation. Pop up. Hands up. Bam. Give them a shot if you want. Boom. Give them a shot if you need to. I know you guys know how to spar. I see plenty of you guys knock out those side kicks. I like it. Here we go. Let's do that again. Good stuff. Back on the ground. Do that one more time for me, guys. Go ahead and lay yourself back down. On our back. So we curl up into that ball. Hips go way back. Boom. Shoot those hips out. Knees up. Bam. Get some separation. Pop up. Hands up. Bam. Hit it one more time if you need to. Nice. Good stuff, guys. I like it. All right. We're going to finish up soon. But before we do, we're going to do a little bit of a warm-up that we like to do in my class. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to introduce a word to you, and we're going to do a little workout together. In my class, the word that we use is crash. Crash means everybody has to join me with something. That something is usually 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, and 10 squats. So we're all going to do a crash together. So as long as you got a little bit of space around you, we're going to do 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, 10 squats. And you're going to thank me later when you get buff, all right? So make sure you got a little bit of space around you. Let's do our workout together. So everybody join me together. Crash! 10 push-ups first. Get in your position and give me 10 of your best push-ups. Don't cheat now and do lazy push-ups. That would be lame. You guys are too awesome to be lame. So once you've done your 10 push-ups, you'll go to your back and you'll do 10 sit-ups. And we are going to get buff while we're doing it. And you're angry now, but you'll thank me later when you're a world champion. Some of you guys are already buff and you're like flying past me, almost done already. You guys are studs. Once you've done your sit-ups, we're going to hand up onto our feet. We're going to do our squats. Bam, get those legs nice and deep. Keep your head upright a little bit if you can. Don't cheat these. Get those legs down. Work nice and hard. Get it super buff for me. Let's give ourselves a good workout while we can. Only got a few minutes left. Might as well take advantage of it. Nice. Good stuff. Now, while you're all waiting here, let's all get into a side stance position and hold that stance nice and low for me. And just hold that for a second. Nicely done. We're in that deep side stance. Legs are down. Posture stand up. Holding those legs. Feeling the burn. And while we're feeling the burn, hope you guys are all having fun watching these seminars so far. Some of you guys participated in a really cool bow seminar earlier. So hopefully you guys didn't break any lamps or anything in your house. Some of you were maybe with Mr. Field earlier, with him beating up his students at like 2 in the morning for him or whatever it was. That was cool. His students are brave. Thank you very much, Mr. Field. That was awesome. Got a bunch of cool more seminars coming up for you guys soon. So we'll keep our legs burning just for a second while we're getting ready for all those other classes. And again, make sure you guys are thanking your instructors. If you're meeting in the schools together, or be thanking your parents
for helping you set up those Zoom classes, whatever we need to, and hold signs that say you guys are awesome, because that's the best way to do it. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, go ahead and relax those legs, guys. Shake those legs out a little bit. Nicely done. We are just about out of time, fellas. So thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you guys spending some time with us. That was awesome. And I don't know if you guys see, I'm currently standing in the same room that Mr. Gallagher was doing his seminar yesterday. So thank you to Tara Cox and Legacy Martial Arts for allowing us to steal your studio for the day. I appreciate that. So thank you very much, Mrs. Cox. That was awesome. And hopefully you guys all got to participate with Mr. Gallagher. That was really cool. Getting to do some martial arts with a 10th degree black belt. When do you get to do that? That was fun. Got some more seminars coming up later today. Got a bunch coming up tomorrow. Got some pretty cool stuff coming up, guys. Sporting that cool UFAF shirt. I see a lot of you guys in that. Very cool. I appreciate that. So thank you all so much for joining us. That was a ton of fun getting to have you guys there, getting to work out with people from all across the globe. You guys are awesome. So keep working hard. Keep getting ready for those next belts, whatever your next belt might be. A lot of that stuff we worked today, those are the basics of some of the stuff we're going to be doing on black belt tests moving forward for the self-defense parts, for the jiu-jitsu parts. So that was just a little basic way to help us get ready, thinking if I want to be a black belt or if I want to get a second degree black belt, whatever it is, those are a lot of those drills that we're going to be doing. So hopefully that was able to help you guys a little bit get closer to that next belt, whatever you guys are shooting for. So thank you all so much for participating. That was a blast getting to work out with you guys. I think we are just about out of time. So once again,
hey, let's have everybody turn their cameras on and come in close. I'll take a screenshot. We can share that on our social media pages.
yeah, did you guys all hear that? So everybody come on in close and pretend that we're social distancing and not, just get your face right up on the camera. Look all sweaty and smelly and stuff. So where we got people from? We got some, I wish I knew where you were all from. I know some of you guys, I'm sorry, I don't know where everybody's from, but it's really cool to see so many cool faces out there. So everybody will get all in close and look all angry and smelly and sweaty and stuff. And everybody give a little wave to Mrs. Woods or something. This is cool.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, and cheese. All right. So our next seminar starts in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to end this session. So we'll have a separate recording. So I'll have to kick you guys out and then you can come right back in for the next one. So thanks, guys.
Once again, thank you, Mrs. Woods, for hooking all this up for us. We greatly appreciate it.
Great job, guys. We loved it.
Awesome. Thank you, UFAF. Good job, guys.